Welcome to NAPA Echlin's product training series. My name is Jerry, and I'll be your guide as we explore the features and benefits of many of NAPA Echlin's products. In today's episode, we'll be discussing the NAPA Echlin new mass airflow sensors. I'll discuss market forecast, coverage, manufacturing, and features and benefits. So grab yourself a pen and paper for notes, and let's get started. We have seen a dramatic increase in mass airflow sensor applications since the early 2000s. The market for mass airflow sensors is ripe for the taking, since many of the early to mid-2000 vehicles are coming into the repair cycle. This product category should be well stocked in your store to make sure you're ready for the coming opportunity. And I'm going to show you why NAPA Echlin should be the mass airflow sensors on your shelf. Let me start by explaining why mass airflow sensors are important in today's vehicles. The purpose of fuel control is to minimize emissions, maximize fuel economy, and maximize power. Using a network of sensors and actuator outputs, the ECM can maintain the desired air-fuel ratio for all operating conditions. Most of the time, a desired air-fuel ratio is 14.7 to 1. But, at times, a richer or leaner mixture is needed. Cold start enrichment mode, decel enleanment mode, and power enrichment are all examples of this. The initial open-loop fuel control calculation is simple and straightforward. Using sensor inputs, the ECM determines the amount of air entering the engine. Next, considering the desired air-fuel ratio, the ECM then does the math and determines how much fuel should be delivered. The fuel injector pulse width command will be determined and carried out. In a mass airflow system, the base fuel calculation is very simple. The ECM receives the air mass value from the mass airflow sensor and then calculates the required injector pulse width to deliver the amount of fuel needed for the desired air-fuel ratio. So right about now you're probably asking, how does a mass airflow sensor measure mass directly? The sensor uses either hot wires or hot film element. The sensor's internal circuits will heat the element to a specific temperature. As air flows past the element, it will cool, and the sensor will have to increase the current to the element to maintain a specific temperature. There is a direct correlation to the amount of current needed to maintain the element's temperature to the mass of air that flows past the element. This eliminates the need for air temperature or pressure sensors in the calculation of mass. Often, these sensors have an internal IAT sensor, but that is not used for the calculation of mass. Now, it's important to understand that the sensor's element is only sampling a small part of the airstream. If the intake system has been modified or changed in any way, the element may not get a good sampling of the incoming airstream, and a measurement error will possibly occur. If air enters the engine without first passing through the sensor, then the true airflow mass entering the engine will be unknown. Now let's discuss what happens when the mass airflow sensor goes bad. The most noticeable symptom will be the check engine light will be illuminated. There are numerous diagnostic trouble codes associated with the mass airflow sensor and several others that will result in improper air-fuel mixture caused by the mass airflow sensor. If the mass airflow sensor is not reading accurately, it will be under or over-reporting the airflow to the ECM and result in an over or under delivery of fuel to the engine. Additional faults that can negatively affect mass airflow performance are external forces. Since the primary purpose of a mass airflow sensor is to measure airflow, anything that alters the airflow will negatively affect the mass airflow sensor reading. For example, if there's a vacuum leak in the engine, this means that unmeasured air is entering the engine, resulting in a false low reading of the mass of air that is entering the engine. Performance devices can also cause adverse results. Since the mass airflow sensor relies on planar airflow, any device that may swirl the incoming air across the mass airflow sensor will have a negative effect as well. Finally, the engine's ability to breathe will also result in mass airflow changes. If the engine can't draw air in due to a restriction in the intake or get air out due to a restriction in the exhaust, the mass airflow sensor reading will be true but certainly not what the engine control module expects and may result in an erroneous diagnostic trouble code. It's important to note that a high-quality air filter, such as a NAPA Gold air filter, be installed at the same time as the new NAPA Echlin mass airflow sensor. A cheap filter may release paper dust or lint that can get stuck on the mass airflow sensor's element. Or, if an oiled-style, reusable filter is used, keep in mind it may release oil, which will coat and contaminate the sensing element as well, and this too may cause the mass airflow sensor to give erroneous data. Now that you have an understanding of the importance of mass airflow sensors, let me introduce you to NAPA Echlin's new mass airflow sensors. We have the most comprehensive coverage of new OE quality mass airflow sensors currently offered with over 200 SKUs. They are all 100% new, never remanufactured, and have no core charge. Mass airflow sensors are a precision component that measures the amount of airflow entering the intake manifold and must communicate clearly with the engine control module. Competitors' remanufactured mass airflow sensors often contain debris from prior use, which can hinder this communication and cause the vehicle to experience drivability issues. To ensure accurate airflow, precise performance, and a longer service life, NAPA Echlin mass airflow sensors offers a high-quality and 100% new, never remanufactured component. Another feature of the NAPA Echlin new mass airflow sensor is our precise testing and calibration. This is what sets NAPA Echlin mass airflow sensors apart from the rest. With on-site engineering, design, and testing labs at our ISO TS 16949 and ISO 14001 certified manufacturing facility, NAPA Echlin is able to produce 100% new mass airflow sensors that precisely match the OE output and perform flawlessly under all operating conditions. Here are just a few of our testing and calibration techniques. Choked airflow testing and calibration is a process that allows our engineers to accurately measure and calibrate the NAPA Echlin all-new mass airflow sensors. Another key test to ensure quality and product longevity is salt and chemical testing. This test makes sure that the NAPA Echlin mass airflow sensor can withstand the harsh environment that mass airflow sensors operate in year-round. And let's not forget about real-world on-road vehicle and vibration testing. NAPA Echlin engineers spend countless hours testing in real-world conditions to make sure that the performance and durability of the NAPA Echlin mass airflow sensors exceed customers' expectations. In addition to testing and calibration, another important factor for mass airflow sensor performance is the use of high-quality resistance temperature detectors, known as RTD sensors. All NAPA Echlin manufactured mass airflow sensors features a custom-designed Platinum Flow RTD sensor that precisely matches the OE output and temperature RTD sensors that matches the OE specifications more closely than the diodes used by some of our competitors. Plus, the pull strength of our RTD lead joints not only matches the OE, but exceeds the aftermarket competition, ensuring that our RTD components also won't break under extreme vibration. To summarize, every NAPA Echlin mass airflow sensor is 100% new, not remanufactured. Engineered and built in our vertically integrated TS 16949 certified facility, NAPA Echlin manufactures sensors that are designed with improvements such as our custom-designed Platinum RTD sensors previously discussed, as well as thicker walls for extra durability, upgraded components, and improved circuitry, and electrostatic discharge protection. The result is a line of 100% new mass airflow sensors that provides highly accurate readings and precise airflow output under all operating conditions. Here are 4 of our most popular mass airflow sensors, which covers almost 38 million domestic and import vehicles in operation. These 100% new NAPA Echlin mass airflow sensors should be in stock in every NAPA Auto Parts store. As you've learned, accuracy is key when it comes to mass airflow sensors. The NAPA Echlin Mass Airflow Sensor Program provides you with the opportunity to get your customer the product they need so that they can fix their customer's vehicle right the first time. By providing a 100% new mass airflow sensor, They will get the accuracy not found with a reman and cleaned unit. NAPA Echlin mass airflow sensors will restore the vehicle back to expected levels of performance and fuel economy while maintaining proper emissions. This will ensure that the end-use customer is satisfied and pleased with the repair. Well, I hope you learned a lot about NAPA Echlin's mass airflow sensors. To help you take this information to the streets, we have several methods to choose from. We have marketing flyers you can download, additional training and web support online, as well as brand-specific websites like NAPA Echlin, NAPA Belden, and we have a YouTube channel as well with great product and service tips. Finally, if you have any questions regarding the NAPA Echlin new mass airflow sensor program or any of the other NAPA Echlin products, please don't hesitate reaching out to one of your NAPA Echlin regional managers that services your NAPA DC. They'll be happy to help. Well, that's it for this episode. Please come back again for another episode of NAPA Echlin's product training series. Until then, thanks for adding to your NAPA know-how.